Asked her as leader, but is there any suggestion that there are enough letters going into the 1922 committee chairman to trigger a leadership challenge against Theresa May?
Well, we genuinely don't know, Carolyn. I mean, that is, it is talked about. I know plenty of Brexiteer MPs who've sort of been saying to one another, well, have you written a letter? Well, have you written a letter? I think Boris Johnson's resignation probably does change their readiness to fight on this. And equally, it's quite clear Theresa May, I think, has decided that this plan is as good as it gets. And if they don't go for it now, then the danger is you do fall out without a deal. And I was struck talking to people this morning, and they were saying that for her, it's about doing what is right. And I wonder if we've reached a stage where in her mind this is about putting country before party, and in her view this deal is more important for the future of the country than necessarily bridging the split in her party.
Norman Smith at Westminster, thanks very much. More on this after the 5:30 news. Now though, to Thailand, and 4 more boys have been rescued from the flooded caves in the north of the country. Our correspondent Nick Beak is outside the hospital where they're being treated.
Carolyn, the Chiang Rai District Hospital towers over all the buildings in this part of town, and all eyes have been on it. And that's because of the 8 young patients being cared for up there on the 8th floor, where tonight the lights are still on. No longer are these boys in darkness, trapped in the claustrophobic confines of the Tam Luang caves. They are free. Throughout the day, on 4 different occasions, the same sequence of events unfolded here. First, a policeman's piercing whistle, then the clatter of metal barriers being scraped aside as a roadblock was dismantled, followed by ambulance sirens in the distance, then getting louder and louder. On each occasion, it heralded kept in isolation, apparently because of the risk of them getting an infection. In fact, it's not clear if the 13 families have actually been told which of the boys have been rescued. The Thai authorities say that's out of respect for the boys still in the cave. So no signs of relieved and jubilant parents here, but in truth the Thai people have cast themselves as mothers and fathers to the young players of this football team. And that compassion was very clear when we headed into town a little earlier and struck up some conversations. There was also delight at the news that more boys had been brought to safety today.
Many people were very, very happy. My family, my friends send the text, call me, and I see many people cry that with the happiness. It's like a miracle.
It's like a miracle.
Yes.
It's a very good thing, sure. But I think if you ask me, I feel like the real hero is the rescue team. I think we should pay attention and admire.
This is our mission, like a country mission now. The whole country just focus on this.
How does it touch you individually?
I got 2 sons, and when I walked through my house in the bedroom, I saw my son sleep. And let me think about what happened with the boys in the cave and trapped in there for 2 weeks, and what they feel and what their parents feel too, because it touched me a lot.
So this evening, 8 boys are safe, but still 4 of their teammates and their coach remain in the cave. Operations there ended for the day a few hours ago, but we're told there will now be a break of up to 20 hours before the rescue resumes. That pause may be shortened if the divers are deemed to be fit enough to embark on this exhausting journey once again. 90 divers were involved yesterday, but the reality is only a very small number have the skills to spearhead a mission through the narrow, winding and flooded passages of this complex of caves. It meant this rescue was always going to be high risk. As one diving expert put it to me bluntly, if rescues like this go wrong, they go wrong in a big way. Jason Boswell is a cave diver who's been following this operation with a keen eye and deep admiration for what they've achieved so far.
The fact that they've managed to bring out 8 boys and under these conditions is absolutely incredible. I'm sure that's given the team a bolster massively. However, I think that with the team as experienced at this, they do realise that they cannot afford to slip up. Fatigue can be such a crucial thing at this point. The conditions that these guys are operating under are incredibly difficult. Not only are they diving under adverse conditions in very murky water. We don't know what the flow of the water is, so when they're swimming towards the trapped children and the coach, they're going against the flow of water. We don't know how strong that is. And when they're coming out, they've also got the added psychological stress of having to look after somebody who's not trained in cave diving.
And tomorrow morning when they regroup and they have their team talk, final preparations, what do you imagine they'll be saying?
I would say most technical cave divers are very detail oriented, and they was actually very risk averse. They plot out each and every single detail that could possibly go wrong, and they work out a solution for that problem before they even start to dive. Also mentally, so they would have drilled these things in their training. They would have prepared mentally to visualize what could go wrong and how to solve these problems.
So after the past 2 days, there is huge hope the remainder of the team will be rescued alive and well. But there is still nervousness and an appreciation of just how dangerous this mission is. The death of the former Thai Navy diver Samangunan on Friday showed us that. Thailand knows the world is watching. The Prime Minister visited the cave earlier, where he met parents, and then visited the boys in their ward. And here at the hospital tonight, it's much quieter. For the young patients inside, finally some sleep in a comfortable bed after a fortnight in a hot, humid, oxygen-depleted cave chamber. Also sleeping now, those elite divers, the lifesavers, who tomorrow, Carolyn, will try to replicate their success all over again.
Nick, thanks so much. Nick Beak there in northern Thailand for us. 5:32 now, and time for our regular drop into Wimbledon. Our voice there, Della Floyd.
Carolyn, hi. Welcome to the second Monday, otherwise known fondly as Manic Monday, as all round of last 16 matches are scheduled in both the men's and women's draws. Top seed Roger Federer, though, goes marching on, still to drop a set this tournament. Adrian Manarino of France, the latest to be on the end of a defeat by the 8 times champion. The match took an hour and 45 minutes, but Federer had wrapped up the first set 6-love inside just 16 minutes.
It was great to win that first set so quickly. I knew he was much better than that first set, and I think he showed that, and I was able to then put him away a good Manarino, because in the beginning he didn't play very well, but also for me I didn't miss much, so I was very happy with the match. Like you said, a bit up and down, but I think it was due to his performance, and for me I'm very pleased to be back the second week.
The second seed Rafael Nadal currently leads Yuri Vesely by a set to love on centre court, while Novak Djokovic and Juan Martín del Potro are still to play their fourth round matches, but the 8th seed Kevin Anderson currently leads Gael Monfils by 2 sets to love, while the 2016 finalist Milos Raonic, along with Kei Nishikori and John Isner, are all through. Now, it's been quite the tournament in the women's draw, hasn't it? And the last remaining top 10 seed to make it to the second week, Karolina Pliskova, has now fallen. The 7th seed was knocked out by the 20th seed Kiki Bertens in straight sets, and it means